Welcome everyone, it's me Tien, and I talk a lot about cats, so welcome back to the channel. And today we're going to talk about some of the things we can do to help our cats be a little bit more engaged in their everyday actions. All cat owners are different. We have different routines and strategies to help our cats be a little bit more stimulated throughout the day. However, there are specific things we can add to their routine that can help make things a little bit more interesting and facilitate a bit more action and curiosity from our pets. Now, there are a lot of different ways we could do this. The way I like to go about it is making a couple of small but important changes to their daily routines, such as eating, drinking, or playing. And you can find this full list on my website, but today for this video specifically I want to focus more on the eating aspect or meal times for your cats. Now, if you've been watching my channel, you know that I advocate having meal times for your cats instead of free feeding them, and this brings a lot of benefits such as positive associations, but you already knew this. However, the actual mealtime, the actual action of eating has become sort of like a mindless activity for the indoor cat. Now, if you think about it, cats are natural hunters, but we basically provide our cats with their food in a bowl already. They don't really have to think of how to get it. They just put their faces down and devour their food. So if we're able to bring some of that feeling of hunting and obtaining their food for themselves, it starts to create a great habit that eventually snowballs into large behavioral and physical changes, possibly turning even the laziest of cats into more active and playful members of the family, or changing the chunkiest of cats into the lean and slender cat that they once were. So what is this small but very effective change that we can make to mealtimes? Use cat puzzle feeders. And the great thing about puzzle feeders is that they can be purchased cheaply and also made. There's no right or wrong puzzle feeders, but I would recommend one that has a variety of different ways that allow our cats to obtain their food. And it should be large enough so that you can take a full meal or a full cup of whatever they eat and put it into the puzzle feeder. And puzzle feeders are really great for lazy cat breeds such as the Ragdoll, Scottish Fold, or Persians, Russian Blues, and it forces them to put in some effort to get the food rather than devouring it in seconds. So the way you would use these puzzle feeders is that, for example, if you have 3 meal times for your cats, one in the morning, one when you get home from work, and one before you go to sleep, then you would use these puzzle feeders every time that you would have the mealtime. So instead of putting it into a bowl to feed your cats, you put the same amount of food as you would give them into the puzzle feeder. And a lot of studies in cats have supported this. For example, in a 2016 study that I will link down into the description, and you'll also find it in my article. It's called Food Puzzles for Cats: Feeding for Physical and Emotional Well-Being. The use of food puzzles was monitored throughout a certain period and used with a select group of indoor cats of different ages and breeds from different home environments. For example, multi-cat homes and single cat homes as well. And after 6 months to a year of implementing the food puzzle treatment or enrichment, many of the concerns initially stated with their cats were either resolved or substantially decreased. Here were some of the most noticeable changes after a few months. 10 to 20% weight loss in 12 months, one case of 32% in 18 months, a decrease in meowing for food and general attention seeking, aggression behaviors decreased in frequency and intensity over time, less frequency of biting and in some cases totally stopped, significant decrease in intercat tension, and marking behavior ceasing. Similar to us humans, making a large change to our habits can be difficult, but if we're able to start with small changes but consistent changes, it can result in very drastic improvements. So for the past 2 to 3 months, I've been feeding all 4 of my cats in the puzzle feeder during their meal times, and there has been noticeable differences in their weight and behaviors already. Before, I had a big problem with Ash and Rosie. They were starting to gain weight. They were becoming more lethargic, so I was a bit concerned. However, after the 2 to 3 months on the cat puzzle feeder, their weight totally dropped off. They're a lot more active, and they're maintaining a good pace of when they do eat. Rather than devouring everything all at once, they're trying to obtain it. They're eating slowly, and there is much less frequency of any one cat vomiting because they ate too much or ate too quickly. For my other 2 cats, Loki and Latte, they're the most active of my 4 cats, so their weights didn't really change that much, but I'm pretty sure they did get a little bit leaner. The cat puzzle feeder really keeps them busy. It really satisfies some of that need to acquire and look for food, because if they're hungry, they just go to the puzzle toy and then, try to paw out some of the food. Here are some of the tips and notes that I discovered during the process of when I was implementing the food puzzles. Older cats tend to enjoy more larger stationary food puzzles, and younger cats like the more mobile puzzles. The larger ones are more for meal times, and the smaller ones are more for snack times and small amounts of food. Sometimes cats will still ask for food even when there's still food in the puzzle. To get them to finish their food, place a very small amount of their favorite snacks into the puzzle, and the smell from the snacks will get them to finish off most of the leftover food. Sometimes I would crush the snacks into smaller pieces so that I can sprinkle it around to the spots where they haven't finished all their food yet. Last but not least, it's a great tool for cat-to-cat introductions, because cat food puzzles distract cats, and instead of focusing on each other, they're able to focus on obtaining the food. And we all know food creates positive associations between cats, and thus decreases tension between cat-to-cat relationships. And that's it for today. Thank you for watching, and of course you'll find the full article in the description, and you'll find some of my recommendations, other tips and tricks as well. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.